Hi everyone, Spit the Knee Take Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a little bit of EP love. I thought I would take a moment, share my thoughts on some shorter releases that have dropped as of late that I would highly recommend to you. They got some good stuff on them. They're all linked down below. Give them a listen. Yeah! First off, Luna Lee, social media musician, producer, bedroom beat maker, has come through with a Jams EP, just compiling a bunch of fun little instrumentals and pieces of production that she has been assembling for a little bit now. If you're unfamiliar with Luna Lee's work, I mean, she is a great producer and multi-instrumentalist. I mean, sure, her stuff sounds very low budget and low key, but that is very easily made up for by the fact that she can absolutely shred on guitar, on harp, on violin, play a myriad of other instruments too. All of which are incorporated on this fun, bubbly, sweet collection of tracks that's like 10 songs, 10 minutes. It's short, it's straightforward, it's real ear candy, and shows some incredible talent. I mean, sure, maybe a bit of magic is lost in the process of, you know, kind of stripping these beats out of the Twitter and social media video context that they were kind of originally posted in, but still, a lot of talent is shown here, and at this point, I just don't see why people aren't banging down this girl's door to be like, produce for me, please produce for me! But yeah, if you're unfamiliar with Luna Lee's work, give this EP a try and just check out her stuff on the internet. Then we have The Rib, this new compilation of tracks from Bandcamp metal wizard Jute Gyte. Yeah, it's some older material, and again, not an EP, but a comp, but it's 3 tracks, 2 incredibly progressive, noisy, just daring, gnarly metal songs, and a lengthy ambient piece to boot on the back end. Often I find a lot of Jute Gyte stuff to be a little too abrasive or difficult to digest, but I did find the more aggressive cuts on this thing to be really visceral, hard-hitting, and pretty easy to approach, at least when considering how wild Jute Gyte's material tends to be. But yeah, if you're a metal fan, a progressive metal fan, a technical metal fan of any stripe, and this is the first time you're hearing of this Bandcamp project, welcome to Flavortown. Jump on in, because there is a lot to listen to. Then, of course, I want to give a shout out to the new Lingua Ignota EP, Agnus, which is a short collection of songs, one of which is a cover from a power violence and hardcore band, then a few cuts that have more classical leanings and influences to them. I mean, we hear all the basics of Lingua Ignota's influences manifesting here: classical music, noise music, experimental music, opera, but I think the makeup and the way they are combined is slightly different enough for me to say anyone who's a fan of those styles don't miss this, and anyone who's heard Lingua stuff up until this point don't miss this. As for the overall experience of this EP, the songs flow together pretty well, and of course, like the performances and the vocals and the sound palettes are devastating, harrowing, apocalyptic, depressing. Kristen just has this incredible knack for channeling emotional power in those fields. This EP is no exception. Give it a listen. Finally, big fat shout out to JPEGMAFIA, EP2. Wow, was not expecting another batch of songs so soon, but here they are, and I am absolutely surprised and pleased to find that the sound, the style, the mood here is a huge contrast from EP1. Not really any bangers or hyper-aggressive tracks, anything like that, but the reason is Peggy goes into more of a smooth, melodic pop and R&B inspired direction, which, if you've been listening to his latest works, you hear those influences coming out pretty boldly. But here he focuses on them in a way that he just has not before, and with songs and song structures that I think are his most solid, coherent, and well put together yet. Not that I ever believed this sort of thing was beyond Peggy's abilities, but as fans know, his songs structure-wise tend to be very fractured, disjointed, linear if there's really any direction to them. Here he's kind of focused focused on, I guess, just more easygoing and traditional builds, you have choruses that really pop and he comes back around on them pretty frequently. Some enjoyable singing, vocal melodies, and production too. Don't take this EP necessarily as Peggy going soft or anything like that, far from it. But for sure here, he's honing in on a softer, sweeter sound and showing that he can really nail it and deliver something fantastic still in the process. And yeah, I think that's it. Another segment of EP Love. Woo woo! Transition. Have you given any of these projects a listen? If you haven't, you absolutely should. Again, they're linked down below. Let me know what you think down in the comments too. Anthony Fantano, JPEGMAFIA, Luna Lee, Jute Gyte, Lingua Ignota, forever.